Hello, everyone. My name is Sean Good, and I steward Choose 180 as our executive director. We are a nonprofit organization that transforms systems, communities, and lives through the power of choice. My journey in this work began about 2 years after that photo was taken. See, the earliest memory I have of my brother is as a 6-year-old boy visiting him inside of a juvenile detention facility. At the age of 13, he was sentenced for a crime to 8 years locked up in one of these facilities. And I would visit him at the age of 6 and would not be able to create any new memories with him until he was 21 years old. See, back then, an organization like ours didn't exist. There was no alternative to the criminal justice system. But since 2011, we have supported over 4,000 youth and young adults in receiving community instead of convictions and grace instead of guilt. That's 4,000 youth and young adults that have been able to have memories with their families that have far exceeded the few that I hold with my brother. Young adults like Joe. See, Joe came up from East LA. He was heavily involved in street art and a variety of other things that are far from legal depending on the canvas that you're using. And he moved up to Seattle to escape some of the problematic behavior that he was experiencing down there. But that problematic behavior followed because he just didn't change. And it wasn't soon after he arrived that he got caught up with Seattle Police Department, found himself arrested, and a referral came across the desk of our city attorney's office. And because of our unique relationship with the Seattle city attorney, instead of sending him through the criminal justice system, they sent him to a Choose 180 workshop. And he participated in our 4-hour session, made a commitment to a new direction for his life, tapped into the resources that are available so he can honor that commitment, and became a part of the 90. See, in our organization, 90% of the young people who engage in our work do not return to the criminal justice system within 12 months of participating in our program. And they do it for a variety of different reasons. For example, this young person did it to get joy back in their life by making different choices that keep them in control of their own life. And many of them, like Joe, come back to volunteer and support the work so they can give back to the lives of young people in the same way that they were poured into. That wasn't good enough for Joe. Joe leveled up and he brought his street art into our office and created a beautiful mural for us to be able to walk in and be inspired every day to remember that young people and young adults can't commit to Choose 180. And our work functions like this. We're similar to an emergency room. We engage young people at critical moments. We triage them, help them get well enough, assess their needs, and then refer them out to what we call primary care and specialty practitioners, this community of support. Folks like tutors, behavioral health specialists, employment folks, a variety of people throughout the community that are able to help them get to the places that they aspire to go. And it's not just our method that makes us successful, it's the fact that our board and our staff team are made up of people who share experiential diversity with the population that we serve. And if one of those faces look familiar, it should. No, not me, that is Joe, because in January of this year, Joe became a full-time employee with Choose 180. And as a full-time employee, he's supporting our school-based diversion work, and that's actually what I came here to talk to you about this evening. See, we've done years of work in the criminal justice system, and there is something consistent that we noticed. A very large portion of the young people we serve have been previously suspended or expelled. And so we figured if we can engage them early enough on, we find a way to be able to curtail the school-to-prison pipeline. So in 2018, we launched our first ever school-based diversion program in Highline Public Schools, serving 4 schools there. So when young people would otherwise be suspended or expelled, instead they participate in 5 weeks of our programming, get to stay engaged in class, learn the skills necessary to function well in those spaces, and commit to a new direction for their life. But it's difficult. And it's not difficult because of the young people. It's difficult because school district funding is unreliable. The state funds at one level one year, another level the next year, which means we're heavily reliant upon individuals like you to sustain this work and grow this work. And the reality is, if we're going to stop the school-to-prison pipeline, we must grow this work. And that's going to require each and every one of you. And see, that's the ask for today. We need to serve more, we need to serve better, and here's the breakdown of how it works. $150,000. That gets us 2 full-time staff. Those 2 full-time staff support 4 separate schools. In those 4 schools, we do 36 weeks of programming, and in those 36 weeks of programming, we will support 200 young people. That is 200 young people that will not enter the school-to-prison pipeline, 200 young people that will be connected to community, 200 young people that will never have to have the experience that my brother had. And it can happen, and it will happen with you. The question is, will you join us in ending the school to prison pipeline? Will you join us in committing to choose 180? Thank you very much.